You know, I think I'm going to leave it like that. That works well. There you go, buddy. You're going to be on display again. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's October is going amazing. It's almost Halloween, which a lot of people would sit there and say Halloween is one of my favorite holidays. I hate the holiday Halloween. And you know why? Because once Halloween happens, it's over. I like the Halloween season. Halloween night's fun, don't get me wrong. It's a nice cap off to the season to start the holidays. It's a nice, what would you call it, a headliner of the season. But regardless, I said in my Canobie Lake video that I got a prize there. I got a souvenir, and that would be the next video. And unfortunately, we've had a video and a live stream since then. I couldn't find these. And these have something to do with what I got at Canobie Lake. And if you saw my Screamfest video, I'm pretty sure you can figure out it's one of two. You'll just have to figure out which one it is between now and then when I show it off. But I'm going to show the vintage ones off first. I have a thing for these little flashlights, though I don't have a lot. I just have, as far as a vintage, anyway, these three right here. This guy I found at Savers for about $2.50, $3, something like that. It's got a crack in the bottom, but it's no big deal. That happens pretty. It's a pretty common thing. There's just something about the old school versions of these. There's a morbidness to the skull that you just don't see in sculpts anymore. They actually used to make things scary. Now everything's kind of cute and everything. I don't know. Maybe it was just the artist and people back then. They just took the holiday literally, you know? But regardless, there's a charm to these older Halloween things that just don't exist anymore. And I think it's got something to do with a morbidality. And I know that's not a word, but there's just something, and you'll see that with these guys, because even these from the 90s, I'm going to say this one is early to mid-80s, could even be late 70s. I honestly don't know. We won't be lighting this guy up, though, because he's, well, I'll show it to you. I hate taking this guy apart, because these old blow mold things are, this one actually might have been injected. I don't know. Either way, it's got that old school, God, if you don't remember these, it's literally just a metal bar that you try to put batteries in there, and you have to put like one battery in and hold it like this, put the other one in there, hoping that this doesn't pop out. This is barely on there to begin with. And then you hope to God that it lights up. This bulb, I think, is original. It's very dull. It doesn't light up too much. I got a picture of the three of these lit, and you'll see the difference there. Hopefully I'll pop that up now. If not, you'll see it at some point in the video. If you haven't already, anyway. So we're not going to get a couple of, I believe these take C batteries. I believe this is 2 C batteries. But there's a whole line, around this time. There was like a Frankenstein's monster, another mummy, the devil. Just all kinds of really cool pumpkins, of course, jack-o'-lanterns. That I'd love to get a whole line of these things and actually take foam and cut like little, for each individual one custom and just display them all. And then one day just light them all up. That would be really rad. A witch, they got a witch one. I showed you the image. Hopefully. But in fact, I think I might use it for the thumbnail. So moving on to these ones. I think these are more 90s. I got these locally from a lady on the Facebook Marketplace. And she had told me that she bought them for her kids. They never used them, and they just stayed in their closet, the top shelf of the closet, this whole time. A lot of times you can't really find the sticker in good shape. I mean, you can find examples. It's not rare. But usually you find the one that's all orange. And those are the earlier ones, I believe. I believe this label just screams 90s to me. So I'm guessing. There's no real marks on this at all anywhere. Couldn't even tell you who made it, unless I did some research. But as you can see, there's like a goofiness to these guys. I mean, they put a little blood on his teeth, and, they give him the creepy ears, the elf ears, but yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't compare to the vintage, the true vintage, But these guys I can light up for you, because it's just 2 AA batteries that you slide in like a normal toy. No weird contraptions to save money. And they light up pretty well. And of course, there's a whole line of these ones too. There's pumpkins and all kinds of stuff. Unfortunately, as far as vintage is concerned, these are the only 3 I own. I do plan to eventually, once I start getting a little more, I have a few extra bucks that I can spend on fun things. I think I'm going to focus a lot more on like some of the haunted house stuff and stuff like this. Just that people don't collect these really. I mean, they'll put them in their Halloween display, their vintage blow mold display, just because they're blow molds in most cases, and they're vintage and cool. But a lot of people don't really care about these. There's a small niche of these, so they're out there, and they're fairly inexpensive. So hopefully we'll be having a whole collection here, sooner than later. Hopefully by next year, anyway. I've had this thing for about 4 or 5 years, and these for like 3 or 4. So maybe 2. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But I love these guys. So moving on. It's not just these kind of flashlights that I'm really into. I love circus, theme park flashlights and stuff like that. Especially if you remember correctly, when you would go to the circus. I'm not going to mention any names, but think of the big one that used to come around every year. And it would have like almost like a police light dome on the top. You could get red or blue. It would have this metal disc, this reflective disc that you would actually do this and spin it around to make it look like a police light or something like that, Some of them had noises, some of them had other functions, and you're going to see that here with one of mine today. But I would love to get my hands on a blue one of those. I don't know why. As a kid, I never owned one. I always wanted one. And I wasn't necessarily jealous that I didn't get one, but it always bummed me out that I never did. And actually, I'm more thinking about it right now than I ever have, because it wasn't intentionally meant to be in this video. But here's another example of something like this. I got this, I believe I found this at Savers as well. I've had it for a number of years. It's up on my Haunted Mansion display. But it's from the Not So Scary Boo, or whatever the hell they call it, down in Disney. Their Halloween festivities. Oh, does this even have batteries in it? No. What the hell, Chris? What's the matter with you, man? Why aren't you prepping these things proper? But I love these souvenir lights. Let me get some batteries in this. See, this is just simple. Just simple. This has a really unique thing. It's got this slider. You can put the battery in. Push that up. You can push the battery in. And then bring that down so it doesn't jump out on you. What a really great feature, right? All right, where's the door? We're gonna close the door. There we go. The main reason why I picked this up, not necessarily because I like Disney stuff. I don't. I like Haunted Mansion. I like Star Wars. But I'm not a fan of Disney per se. There's a lot about Disney that I do enjoy, but as a whole, Disney, I could take it or leave it. But it makes the sound. That's the sound of Halloween in the 90s. Every Halloween toy made that noise. I say toy, they were decorations. To us, they were toys, right? To me, anyway. My mom had this little ghost. It was like just literally like a ghost-shaped piece of plastic with a cloth over it that had a face printed on it, and it would just have a friggin' seizure making this noise. I wish I found that when she died. She probably got rid of it years ago, but I mainly got it because it had that noise. My actual intentions were to pull out the soundboard and put it in something else, but I think I'm going to keep this with the display of the flashlight guys. So, the last one we're going to look at today, as I put Dracky back here, put his head back on, is what we got at Canobie Lake Screamfest. Now, there were 2 there, and I kind of regret getting the one I got. But I love it anyway. So, I don't know, maybe I'll contact them and be like, can I just buy the other one? Actually, I might actually do that and just have them mail it to me. But regardless, I got this. Remember we saw these? There was a whole row of them. I said, do they bite? And the lady's like, what? No. Why do I regret this one? 2 reasons. One, because it's more pirate themed than anything. I love the skull, though. Let me shut this off. Look at that skull. I mean, again, it's a little too clean, but it's got a little bit more. It's got a little bit more menacing, maybe because of the pirate theme. I don't know. But it really does this really cool... It was only $10, I think. It was 10 or 15, I can't remember. Maybe $15. But it's got a lot of functionality for $15, and it's solid. It feels way better than these do. I'll tell you that. It feels almost as strong. Well, yeah, the quality is just as much as the Disney guy here. And I love that it has separate LEDs just for the eyes. How cool is that? And what's really cool is it's got a nipple on top of the head. And what that's for is if you take the switch and push it this way, it shuts it off and go all the way up. It turns a motor on that blows bubbles. And the bubbles are in here. I haven't opened it yet, and we're not gonna do that. I don't want to get fluids in the system when I'm never gonna use it for that ever again. So I'm just gonna leave it as is. In fact, I might just get rid of that right there. It looks stupid. It looks like a golf ball. But they also had a pumpkin with a purple handle. That was a lot more Halloween. And after getting home and doing the video and editing it, I kind of wish I'd gotten that one instead. But it is what it is. And if anyone's going to Screamfest and don't mind picking one up for me, I'll send you the money. I'll be honest that way, you know, and I'll give you a few bucks to get it to me. Or maybe we can meet up for a cup of coffee or something. I'm not a psycho. Hopefully you won't be either. So I'll take the chances for a pumpkin Canobie Lake souvenir from Screamfest. But there you go. There's my, I don't know what you want to call this, Halloween flashlight. I don't know. The idea was to stay visible out in the dark streets on Halloween, which most people don't do anymore. It kind of bums me out, man. You know, people would clichely talk about that, and I didn't experience that around here up until the last handful of years. So, I don't know if parents are just getting lazy or they just don't care. I know my generation rocked Halloween, so our kids should rock Halloween, you know? We should be pushing it, force-feeding it down their throat. And maybe because of that, they're going to rebel and not do it. And their kids aren't doing it because they didn't give a shit. I don't know what the problem is, but Halloween needs to come back, okay? It needs to come back. I love stuff like this. Come on. Tell me that doesn't scream Halloween when we were kids. At least if you're in your 40s and 50s. God, I love this stuff. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Hope you're going to have a great Halloween if you celebrate. If you don't, that's fine. I'm not one of those people that's going to knock you for whatever you do or don't do. I really don't care. Honestly, I live and let live. I worry about me, and you worry about you, and hopefully we can find a common ground and have a little bit of humanity and humility. But I don't see that happening anytime soon on this planet. Guys, thank you always so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Thumbs up, thumbs down. It's all positive to me, guys. Subscribe, don't. It doesn't matter. I'm still going to do this, and we're going to have fun with it. But I appreciate you stopping in at least to watch this video. Guys, until next time, wherever in the world you are, I hope you are doing well. Happy Halloween. Take care. Creep it real. We'll probably do one more. And bye-bye.